Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we embark on a journey through the annals of time, exploring the fascinating tales that have shaped our world. Today, we find ourselves at the threshold of a most remarkable story, one that spans thousands of miles, countless cultures, and centuries of human endeavor, the Silk Road's impact on world history. As we begin to unravel this intricate narrative, let us first set the stage for the drama that is about to unfold. The Silk Road, a network of ancient trade routes, was the very lifeblood of commerce, ideas, and cultural exchange between the East and the West. It was here, along these dusty roads, that the seeds of civilization were sown, nurtured, and harvested, leaving an indelible mark on the course of human history. To understand the origins of this phenomenon, we must journey back to the 2nd century BCE, when the Chinese Han Dynasty, under the rule of Emperor Wu, began to expand its borders into Central Asia. It was during this period that the Chinese first established trade relations with the nomadic tribes of the region, including the Xiongnu and the Wusun. The Chinese sought to acquire horses, which were essential for their military campaigns against these tribes, while the Central Asians desired Chinese silk, tea, and other luxury goods. One of the key figures in the early history of the Silk Road was Zhang Qian, a Chinese diplomat who led several missions to Central Asia between 138 BCE and 126 BCE. Zhang Qian's journeys took him through present-day Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Uzbekistan, where he established relations with local rulers and facilitated the exchange of goods and ideas. His diplomatic efforts laid the foundation for the development of the Silk Road, which would eventually stretch over 4,000 miles, connecting the Mediterranean with the Pacific. As we explore the historical background of the Silk Road's impact on world history, we encounter a diverse array of cultures and civilizations that played a significant role in its early development. The Indian subcontinent, for example, was an important hub of trade and learning, with cities like Taxila and Mathura attracting scholars and merchants from as far away as China, Persia, and Greece. The ancient city of Bactria, located in present-day Afghanistan, was another major center of commerce and culture, where Greek, Persian, and Indian influences blended together in a unique fusion. The earliest history of the Silk Road is also marked by the emergence of Buddhism, which spread from India to Central Asia and China through the southern branches of the trade route. Buddhist monks and merchants traveled along these routes, exchanging goods, ideas, and spiritual teachings with local populations. The famous Buddhist monk Kumarajiva, who lived in the 4th century CE, was instrumental in translating Buddhist scriptures into Chinese, facilitating the spread of Buddhism throughout East Asia. As we delve deeper into the origins of the Silk Road, we find that the historical context of its emergence was marked by a complex interplay of politics, economics, and culture. The rise of powerful empires, such as the Han Dynasty in China and the Kushan Empire in India, created an environment conducive to trade and cultural exchange. The development of new technologies, such as the compass and the wheelbarrow, also facilitated the growth of commerce and the expansion of trade routes. As we conclude our exploration of the Silk Road's earliest history, we find ourselves at the threshold of a new era, one marked by unprecedented growth, cultural flowering, and transformation. The stage is set for the rise of majestic cities, the emergence of new faiths, and the exchange of ideas that would forever alter the course of human civilization. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we continue our journey along the ancient trade routes of the Silk Road. As we delve into this fascinating period, we notice that the cities along the Silk Road have become hubs of commerce, learning, and culture. Cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, and Khiva in present-day Uzbekistan, as well as Merv and Nisa in modern-day Turkmenistan, have emerged as major centers of trade, attracting merchants and scholars from all over the known world. The ancient city of Palmyra in Syria, with its stunning architecture and vibrant marketplace, has become a key stopping point for caravans traveling between East and West. One of the most significant developments during this period is the spread of Buddhism along the Silk Road. Buddhist monks and merchants have traveled extensively throughout the region, establishing monasteries, translating sacred texts, and sharing their spiritual teachings with local populations. The famous Chinese monk, Xuanzang, who lived in the 7th century CE, embarked on a perilous journey along the Silk Road to India, where he studied Buddhist scriptures and brought back valuable knowledge to China. The exchange of ideas and cultures has also led to significant advancements in science, technology, and art. The ancient Greeks, for example, have introduced their concepts of mathematics, astronomy, and medicine to the East, while the Indians have shared their knowledge of metallurgy, textiles, and architecture. The Chinese, meanwhile, have developed sophisticated technologies like the compass, gunpowder, and the printing press, which would eventually spread to other parts of the world. As we explore this period further, we find that the Silk Road has also become a conduit for the transmission of goods, including spices, textiles, precious stones, and metals. The lucrative trade in silk, which originated in China, has become a major driver of commerce along the route, with merchants from all over the world seeking to acquire these luxurious fabrics. Other valuable commodities like Chinese porcelain, Indian indigo, and Arabian frankincense have also become highly prized by traders and consumers. The cultural exchange that has taken place during this period is truly breathtaking. We see the blending of architectural styles as Greek, Persian, and Indian influences merge in the stunning monuments of cities like Persepolis and Petra. We hear the echoes of diverse languages as merchants and travelers converse in a multitude of tongues, from Chinese and Sanskrit to Arabic and Latin. And we witness the flourishing of artistic expression as musicians, poets, and craftsmen draw inspiration from the rich cultural heritage of the Silk Road. As we reach the pinnacle of the Silk Road's prosperity, we find ourselves in awe of the sheer scale and complexity of this ancient network. With its intricate web of trade routes, its vibrant cities, and its diverse cultures, the Silk Road has become a testament to human ingenuity, creativity, and perseverance. The legacy of this period will be felt for centuries to come, shaping the course of world history in ways both grand and subtle. As we conclude our exploration of the Silk Road's most resplendent period, we find ourselves at the threshold of a new era, one marked by challenges, transformations, and eventual decline. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we continue our journey along the ancient trade routes of the Silk Road. As the centuries passed, the Silk Road began to face significant challenges that would ultimately contribute to its decline. The rise of the Mongol Empire in the 13th century CE, for example, disrupted trade routes and led to the destruction of many cities along the way. The Black Death, which swept through Europe and Asia in the 14th century CE, further weakened the already fragile network of trade routes. Additionally, the increasing use of maritime trade routes, particularly after the discovery of the sea route to India by Vasco da Gama in 1498 CE, began to shift the focus of global commerce away from the overland Silk Road. Despite these challenges, the legacy of the Silk Road continued to shape the course of world history. The spread of Buddhism, for instance, had a lasting impact on the cultures of East Asia, while the transmission of Greek knowledge and ideas influenced the development of science and philosophy in the Islamic world. The art and architecture of the Silk Road cities, with their unique blend of styles and influences, continued to inspire artists and builders for centuries. One of the most significant examples of the Silk Road's enduring legacy can be seen in the city of Samarkand, which was once a major center of trade and learning. Despite being ravaged by war and neglect over the centuries, the city's stunning architecture, including the Registan Square and the Baikonur Mosque, continues to inspire wonder and awe in visitors from around the world. As we explore the twilight of the Silk Road's golden age, we also find examples of how its legacy continued to evolve and adapt. The Ottoman Empire, which rose to power in the 14th century CE, played a significant role in preserving and transmitting the knowledge and cultures of the Silk Road. The Ottomans established trade routes and cultural exchanges with other civilizations, including the Chinese, Indians, and Europeans, helping to spread ideas and innovations across the globe. In conclusion, the decline of the Silk Road marked the end of an era, but its legacy continued to shape the course of world history in profound ways. From the spread of Buddhism to the transmission of Greek knowledge, the cultural exchange and cross-pollination that took place along the Silk Road have left a lasting impact on human civilization. As we reflect on the significance of this ancient network, we are reminded of the power of human ingenuity, creativity, and perseverance in shaping our shared history. Join me next as we conclude our journey along the Silk Road, exploring the ways in which its legacy continues to inspire and influence us today. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.